Hey guys, it's United Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you a video on the new Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I'm just bringing you a gameplay of LAA. So yeah, enjoy.
Hello everyone and welcome, my name's Ali, and thank you guys so much for tuning in for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the just recently announced Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's going to be coming this year, 2014, on the 4th of November. We're going to be talking actually about multiplayer, and I know it's very early to be doing that, but there's a lot of reasons I want to cover it, and I think you guys can be very interested in it. If you guys have no idea what Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is, do not fear friends. There'll be videos linked in the description, or you can just click on my channel to check out the trailer and more information so you guys are up to date and you know exactly what's happening with that game. So jumping straight into the information, it's been confirmed that Call of Duty Advanced Warfare will be based in the year 2054, which is definitely a leap ahead of Black Ops 2, which was set in the near future, but 2054 is definitely further away than we initially thought, and there's a lot of things shown within the initial reveal trailer that I think needs to be talked about and needs to be brought up, because multiplayer I think could be quite a different experience this year. So normally I would not talk about multiplayer this early on for a reveal. The previous games have not given away very much at all within the initial reveal trailers that actually has led on to multiplayer. However, this year, with such big changes, I think multiplayer has to be covered. Some of the things I want to point out is the exoskeleton suits that are used continually throughout the trailer. And some of the abilities that that exoskeleton suit actually brings. Also, directed energy weaponry, that's right, almost laser beam weaponry that's being talked about, vehicles, and also some new equipment that's been shown in the trailer as well. So, starting off with the reveal trailer, there's a lot of new stuff. It is based in the near future, and Sledgehammer Games, the guys making this game, have two options here, right? They can take what they've done with the single player that we've seen so far, and they can decide to strip it all down and keep the core Call of Duty experience, not add in anything crazy, and just go over to multiplayer with the standard formula. Or, and this is what I think and hope they're doing, they take some of the stuff that they've shown so far within single player and try and make multiplayer a new and fresh experience while keeping that tightness and sort of fluidity that we're used to within the Call of Duty multiplayer experience. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people within comment sections and a lot of people all over the place saying that Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is copying X game, be it Titanfall, Crisis, Halo, and to be honest, let's be real here, this game's been in development for a long time, 3+ years. I don't think the idea has been copied from anywhere directly, and Call of Duty is always going to be Call of Duty, but you can draw comparisons. So, starting off with the exoskeleton suit. This is used continually throughout the trailer. Almost every character shown has this suit on, and I feel if this is brought over to multiplayer, it could be a very cool addition. Now, there are rumours going around that in terms of the way that the perk system will work within multiplayer, it will all be based around the exoskeleton suit in terms of upgrades, what you want to boost, what you don't want to boost, and some of the abilities that come with the exoskeleton suit that we saw within the trailer include the ability to boost jumps, to jump higher, the ability to actually climb up walls using the grips on your hand or grapple up walls, the ability to actually cloak via a covert cloaking option, the ability to run for longer distances, and also super strength through simply the exoskeleton being attached to your body. Now, of course, a lot of things within a lot of things in single player that we've seen in previous Call of Duty games haven't been in the multiplayer, but if the exoskeleton suit's going to be in multiplayer, you can't simply remove these things, right? So jumping, boost jumping, if we change the height at which you can jump within multiplayer, be it via perks to add on to your exoskeleton suit, this is going to change things a lot. It means that jumping is going to be a far more powerful, far more viable action to do within a gunfight, and it's going to create for more hectic gunfights, and you need to be on form and you need to be accurate if somebody's going to be jumping a lot higher than they have done in the previous Call of Duty games. Now, wall climbing is an interesting one. I would say this is one of the options that may not be included within multiplayer. However, within the trailer we saw a user actually grapple up a wall using his arms, and two things about this. One, he did not have the ability to use a weapon while he was climbing, so he was basically in a mode where he could easily be shot at, and two, the wall that he was climbing on looked like it was set up and at least very smooth to actually climb on. So I think if they do include wall climbing within multiplayer, it'll only be available on certain parts of the map. So say for example there's a 2-story building, you can either go into that building and climb up the door, climb up the stairway and get there normally, or you can actually, assuming they have parts of the wall which is set up specifically for this wall climbing, you can decide to put your gun on the back and climb up that wall via the wall mounting option. I think it's viable. It could be something that could work out and not be overpowered because, of course, you're limited in your uses while you're actually doing this action. It's something that could be added into multiplayer. Next up is covert cloaking. This is something, personally, I just do not want to see in multiplayer. However it's done, whether or not it's sort of like a slightly translucent cloaking, I just really don't want that experience within multiplayer. I think a person should be visible at all times, and adding in a cloaking option hopefully means it will only stay within single player, personally. The ability to run for longer distances, again, this can always come down to perks. If you want to boost your exoskeleton suit in a certain way so that you can run for longer or run infinitely. We've seen this with Marathon, the Marathon perk in previous Call of Duty games, fairly standard. Punching. Now, this punching is interesting. We saw within the trailer somebody actually punch a door open, and I had an idea which I think could work well. So a lot of people don't like the idea of the melee weapon being a one-hit kill within Call of Duty, and it could be changed. This is just a theory. It could be changed within Advanced Warfare so that the ability to punch is your melee weapon, but if you punch once, it isn't an instant kill. It's actually a two-hit kill, and if you want to upgrade your exoskeleton suit so that the punching is more powerful, then you turn it into a one-hit kill, which means standard people will not be able to kill with one melee hit. They have to hit with two. It's up to them to decide to upgrade their exoskeleton suit, assuming that's the way the multiplayer system is going to work within this game, so that the melee is more powerful. Just throwing ideas out here, linking off of the single player trailer that we've seen so far. Now, I talked about energy weaponry, vehicles, and grenades, and sort of new technology. And two pieces of new technology I want to cover on are the goggles that you see within this single player trailer, and the fact that this is a very technological, advanced goggle system with many different sort of sights and circles on that goggle system that could mean that your heads-up display, or what you can see on screen, and your ability to actually hear what's going on, could be altered and could be changed depending on how you want to upgrade your own bodily setup and your own helmet setup. That could be something that Sledgehammer Games want to sort of dip into and sort of change things up a little bit. So it's up to you in terms of how much you see and what you're seeing on your screen. We also saw a very cool scanning grenade within the single player trailer. This was essentially thrown out, the whole area was scanned, and for that time period, while it was scanned, it actually meant that it was very hard to see what was going on. But after that scanning period happened, you had a short period of time where everybody was shown on the map. Now, this could easily be translated into multiplayer, but toned down a lot so that the scanning system is limited in terms of range. And as I mentioned, when you're actually throwing out that scanning system and it's actually doing its scanning process, it was actually very limited in terms of visibility, but this is something that could be played with a little bit. Now, an additional suit that we saw used in the trailer was like a Titan suit, which was actually limited in its use. Rather than everybody having it, it was only shown once, and it was almost like a special ability. A huge chain gun came out of the arm, which is absolutely awesome. I think this could be implemented in the form of a kill streak. I think that'd be really, really cool. Walking around like a big mech suit with a chain gun, I would happily do that. But having it as a standard suit, pretty sure that isn't going to happen. Could be something additional to add into the game, to add as a fun streak, I reckon. But let me know what you guys think as well. Now, one piece of technology that was used was very interesting. It was like a portable piece of cover that you could actually place down, pull out, stretch along a certain area, and use as like your own personal piece of cover. I personally think that a map should be designed in a way that it has enough cover that people can find a place to sit behind and sort of use it if they wish as a defensive position. I don't think that you should be able to carry around your own piece of cover and create basically your own altering map position in which you can sit behind and start shooting at people from a really awkward angle. I hope this doesn't make it into the multiplayer experience. It could be like an alternate riot shield, arguably, but I personally just don't want to see that in the game. I hope that the map design is strong enough and has enough points to cover and enough points to sort of run around that it doesn't need anything like this to add to the sort of defensive nature of a map. The final two things we're going to cover, vehicles and directed energy weaponry, are very, very interesting. So if you go to the Amazon listing for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, they mention directed energy weaponry. So they actually say here, players can choose between standard ammunition and an all-new class of directed energy weaponry that enables totally new gameplay dynamics. Now, we have, of course, seen weaponry within single player that has not translated over to multiplayer. In Black Ops 2, you may remember the massive sniper that actually shot through walls. That wasn't in multiplayer. You may remember the underwater gun within Ghosts. That wasn't in multiplayer. So this could be something that may not be included. However, the fact that it's actually interchangeable ammo, and the fact that you do actually see this, albeit not on a standard weaponry, you actually see it shot from one of the ships in the trailer. It looks really badass, and if this is something that is readily available and openly used within the single player, the ability to choose between standard ammo or this alternate ammo system, I hope, because I think it could add something into multiplayer experience, I hope it's available within the multiplayer experience. Be it its own class, this is another rumour I'm hearing going around, that they're going to have their own class system. So, for example, in Ghost we had marksman rifles. Within Call of Duty Advanced Warfare we could have direct energy weaponry rifles or weaponry that could be its own class system. And of course it sounds really, really powerful, but I'm sure they'll balance it out if it's in multiplayer, so that these sort of weaponry actually have their own ups and their own downs. They're good in one way, bad in another way. If anything, I'd say that they'd be powerful, but sort of slow to reload, a bit sluggish in the way they act. But I hope this is added into the multiplayer experience just to mix it up a little bit and sort of change the whole thing. Finally is vehicles. Now, honestly, I'm not a big fan of vehicles within multiplayer. The last time it happened was in World at War, where it had tanks. Some of you guys may be a fan of that. I'm sure there are people out there that enjoy the idea of vehicles within a multiplayer experience. Battlefield do it well. Lots of games do have it within multiplayer. Personally, I'm a big fan on the gun-on-gun action. That's what I like to see. That's what I enjoy. And I really hope that vehicles sort of stay away from the multiplayer experience. We did, of course, see the hover bike within the campaign. We saw crazy tanks within the campaign as well. But I personally hope that they take a step back from the multiplayer experience and just stay within single player. So this is everything I wanted to cover within this video. I thought it's very important you guys realise that I think multiplayer is going to be switching up. It's almost indefinite. And if not, I'll be very disappointed. The amount of options and the amount of additional features that could be possibly added into Advanced Warfare via these exoskeleton suits that could add a whole new sort of movement system into the game. The idea that there could be possibly direct energy weaponry in the game is very exciting, and I wanted to put this out there to you guys just to let you know what you think, what you thought, whether or not it excites you or not. Are there certain things you do want to see, certain things you don't want to see? Would you rather just have Call of Duty as Call of Duty and just not have any sort of additional jumping, additional running? Do you want it as that core experience, or would you rather Call of Duty mix it up this year and try something different? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's been very interesting going through all of these ideas, and I really am looking forward to the multiplayer experience. We probably won't hear anything until around about August this year, so we've got a good few months. That's why I wouldn't normally cover something this so early on, but I think with such a different game this year, there's a lot of possibilities. So cheers for watching, guys. You can check out more videos on screen here. Slap that like button if you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you have done so, and I'll see you guys on another video.